The 1950 Immorality Amendment Act, criminalizing love across racial lines. Imagine being in love, but the law says your relationship is a crime. Imagine living in fear of being arrested simply because of who you choose to be with. In apartheid South Africa, love was not only discouraged across racial lines, it was outlawed. The 1950s Immorality Amendment Act turned personal relationships into criminal offenses, policing who people could love and be intimate with. The 1950 Immorality Amendment Act was an extension of South Africa's growing system of apartheid laws. Originally introduced in 1927, the law initially prohibited sexual relations between white and black South Africans. However, the 1950 amendment under Prime Minister D.F. Malan of the National Party expanded the ban to criminalize relationships between white South Africans and all non-white racial groups, reinforcing racial segregation and white supremacy. The original 1927 Immorality Act prohibited relationships between white and black South Africans. The 1950 amendment broadened the law to ban relationships between white people and individuals of colored, Indian, and other racial groups. Anyone caught engaging in interracial sexual relations could face harsh legal consequences, including imprisonment. The government encouraged public informants to report suspected violations, leading to surveillance, raids, and humiliating arrests. Special police squads were assigned to enforce this law, conducting intrusive investigations and even spying on private homes. Couples were often arrested in humiliating circumstances and paraded before the courts as criminals. The apartheid government used this law to reinforce strict racial boundaries in South African society. It worked alongside the Prohibition of Mixed Marriages Act, 1949, to ensure that white racial purity was maintained and racial integration was prevented. Many interracial couples were separated, arrested, or forced into exile to escape persecution. The law made love and relationships across racial lines taboo and dangerous, fueling racism and fear. Authorities expanded their monitoring of citizens, setting a precedent for apartheid's broader system of oppression. Despite the risks, some couples defied the law, choosing to stay together in secret or flee the country. Anti-apartheid activists and human rights organizations condemned the law, exposing its cruelty and injustice. International pressure mounted as South Africa's racial policies faced growing global criticism. The 1950 ANC Immorality Amendment Act remained in force for decades, fueling apartheid's system of racial control. It was only repealed in 1985, alongside other oppressive apartheid laws, as South Africa began moving toward democracy. Even today, this law serves as a grim reminder of how governments can use the law to control and oppress personal freedoms. Its legacy highlights the importance of protecting human rights and resisting discrimination in all forms. Love should never be a crime. We must remember the injustices of the past to ensure they are never repeated. Share this video, subscribe for more lessons on apartheid history, and join the conversation. Together, we stand for freedom, love, and equality.